Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to Harmon Homestead. Guys, I've got so much going on in my house today. I'm back in the back and I'm by one of my stainless steel shelves with my canned goods, and it's kind of a prayer closet. Now it's a pantry, makeshift. You can do what you gotta do. So I have so much in my dining room now because we have so many projects going on. I had to move back here to talk. So that's why I'm back here with you guys today. But I want to do an Are You Prepared video, okay? But let's talk about something that I don't see talked about whatsoever, and that is, are you prepping and prepared as far as bartering and skills? So I mainly want to talk about skills today. Guys, ever since, and this kind of fits in perfect anyways, ever since I have started canning, so many people have reached out to me and asked, could I can something for them? Do I can certain things? And if I do can something, they want a jar of it, especially friends, family. And now it's started being where family's giving me fruits, vegetables to can, jars, things like that. So that's very beneficial to me. And the reason being is because I know the skill to do this. So preparing is not only just stocking everything in your house to the wall. It's not just tangible things. A lot of it is up here. Knowing, skills, knowledge, being prepared. I've told you this before and I'm going to say it again. We are getting ready to start cooking outdoors. I want to learn that. My husband knows how. I do not. That will be good, especially for us girls that may not know how to do that, to cook in cast iron over an open fire. That is something that we all need to learn. I don't know that. If the power's out, because I've told you I have an electric stove, I'm going to be able to cook outside, okay? So things like that. Now, as far as other skills, I was talking with my husband the other night, and he said, if I had to give anybody advice, I would tell men to teach your daughters to know how to work, and women, teach your sons how to cook. And that is true, both of those. Guys, there's a lot of things that I don't know how to do. If a toilet messes up, I don't know how to fix it. And that's what he meant by how to work, how to do like manual fixer-upper work things. As far as cooking, my husband is very limited on knowledge how to cook. Now, we've tried to expose ourselves to what each other's doing and try to learn more, but I am not as self-sufficient and prepared as I could be if I knew how to fix a toilet, to fix a simple plumbing problem. And for you guys out there, there is one thing that it seems like all the men in our community does not want to do. They will do anything around the house. They will put a roof on. They will do fixer-upper stuff. They'll do plumbing, whatever. Manual construction work they can do. But there's one thing that men just will not do, and that is electricity. And you need to know what you're doing with that. But it seems like it, especially in our community, it's few and far between that know how to do electricity as far as wiring. And you need to be educated on that because it is very dangerous. But that seems like a skill that a lot are lacking in. And understandably why, because it's hard and no one wants to fool with that, but they can fool with fixing a toilet, you know. So I don't know about that kind of stuff, but I'm trying to learn along the way. Now, as far as women, guys, if you're homesteading, there are certain things you can do as a woman. Number one, growing your own food. Men, you too, okay? But especially us girls. Grow your own food. Learn how to grow. Learn how to preserve. I've talked about this in food shortages, famines. You need to know how to put up food so it will last, okay? You do not need to grow a bunch of stuff and then not know what you're doing, okay? You've got to learn how to can. Now, I have an electric pressure canner. Our next step in this house, me and my husband talked the other night, we will be getting a gas stove. We will have gas. That way we can cook no matter what, even if the power's out. But when I get that gas stove, I'm going to have, and I've got it up here, okay? I've got them. I've got two of them. I'm going to have these regular pressure canners fired up. I want to know how to do that. I don't know. All I can do is the electric because I've got a glass stovetop and they don't recommend that. And mine is so old, I'm scared that something will happen with it. This is an old house. It's very old. So, and that stovetop is older, just about as old as I am, okay? So I definitely want to learn how to do that. Learn how to do things manually and then go to electrical if you have the chance to learn. Like learn how to pressure can by hand and then get an electric pressure canner. Know both ways. It's beneficial to you. Girls, something else. Mending and sewing. And that is a true skill that you need to have. It's good to learn how to do stuff. If nothing else, you'll know how to hem something, okay? That right there, you need to know. Also, you can, guys, you can trade this out. This is where I'm coming in with bartering. So everybody in our community, oh, well, you can can. Do you think you can this for me? Or can you, show me how to do this? Or they come to you for questions. Well, they come to you. You can go to them with something. You're trading out skills. It's not only just, well, hey, I've got this canned good. I'm going to trade this for some flour that you have. It's not just about that. To me, if you can trade out skills, that's the most needed thing I see in my community. If someone has a sawmill, then, someone may trade out with something else. They will barter actual goods or skills. It's not all about the goods. It's the skills. And it's really, one guy will have a sawmill. One guy will be your electrician. One guy will be your plumber. One will be the canner. One will be this. And everybody kind of swaps, or they're needed when something happens. And that's being prepared. Guys, also, and this goes to food preservation, and this will be more so with the men, hunting is good. People know who hunts around this area. They know those men that do that, or those women. And processing your own meat when you hunt. That is something a lot of men around here don't know how to do. They just take it to a processor. It's good to know that knowledge, exactly what to do. Or do you have the stuff set up where you can grind your own meat, make your own sausage, things like that? The more that you have, the more knowledge and more things that you can trade out. If you have certain items, like a meat grinder, if you have that and people know that, they may be coming to you for stuff. You can trade out with them. That electrician may be coming to you. You see what I'm saying? You can trade things out. That's being prepared. The ultimate end goal here is the more skills that you have under your belt, the better off you are, because you're establishing yourself in the community. A lot of these skills you may not want to tell people. A lot of these skills you may want them to know and get a name for yourself. Especially if you're running a business, you would want them to know. But a lot of this stuff you may not. We process our own animals. If, we do freezer camp. We have learned how to do that. That is huge, guys. Till that whole experience, that is huge. There's something to it. It's very, you feel a sense of, I know where my food came from. A lot of people won't do that, and they'll ask for people around this area or anywhere to process. A lot of people just can't do it. I understand. A lot of people don't want to do it. I understand that too. So they'll look for somebody that knows how to process. We're not doing it on that kind of scale. We're just doing it for ourselves. But if we wanted to, we know how. So the more skills you can do, if you just get out in your backyard and learn how to do something, you're better off. You're better off. And anything that you can do homemade, handmade, and learn is better, okay? Because, guys, if you think about it, bartering and trading things, people have always bartered and traded goods. But the skills that go behind it, and the value of $1 is not what it was. I'm sorry, I don't care what people say. It's pointless. You can't get anything for $1 anymore. You can't even get, Coke. You can't get anything anymore for $1. And if it continues this way, you think in the future, well, what will it be like? Currency is just a piece of paper, or it's electronic. It's just this made up thing, and it's not tangible. It's not really tangible at the end of the day. It's not even worth what it says it is. So if you can get skills, survival skills are huge. Guys, I tried to stay away from that forever. I just thought, well, all this camping stuff or wood crafting and, like starting a fire and cooking on a fire, that just did not appeal to me. But the more skills that I learn, the more I'm encouraged to learn that. It's not that I think I'm going to be living out in a bug out bag because of some kind of disaster, and the apocalypse. I don't think that. I just think it's good to know it. And you have it in your back pocket. I think it's good to have any kind of skill. But your priority, especially you homesteaders, guys, canning. If you have to go buy food to can it just to learn how to can. I mean, the the journey that I've taken the past several years in learning how to can, because canning jam and jelly is nothing like canning green beans. There is a certain skill set that comes with that, and it is like you just have to eyeball it, and you have to know from experience if something is right or not. You have to do it to gain knowledge. That's the only way you're going to learn, and that's the only way you're going to learn a lot of this stuff. But reiterating what I said, basic skills around the house, guys. If you can do anything like DIY, fixer-upper, and learn this stuff. Now, my husband, he worked and did this kind of stuff, and he said he also learned from his father, so he was able to learn that kind of stuff. My dad did this kind of stuff, but he didn't really teach me. I was in there with Mama in the kitchen or somewhere else. So I wish I had kind of went and followed Daddy along and saw how he did this stuff, but we get in the mentality, well, like, Dad will always do that. Dad will always do it, and now husband will always do it. I need to learn how to do it too. It cannot hurt. You're becoming more self-sufficient and self-sustainable. Bartering, guys, if you can barter skills, you have it made. You have it made. Quit worrying just about goods to barter, okay? That's my advice. I think you need to have this, but you need to have yourself first. I need to have this for me and my husband. I don't need to have this for every, Joe Blow down the road that's wanting this. I need to have skills. If they want to bring me something for me to can, if they want to buy vegetables for me, they know I can grow. They've seen my gardens. They know I can do that well. Someone down the street may make homemade soap. That may be who I want to go to for that. I can actually, the skill set is the most important thing with bartering, not just having a stack of goods. It's the skills to do it. So maybe that's just some food for thought today. Like I said, guys, the value of $1 has tanked. It's not what it used to be. And it's making yourself more sustainable if you are ever in the predicament to have to trade something out. I'll give one last example, just food for thought. We've got a lot of projects going on right now, and we're doing a lot of things, and my husband's skill sets have really come in handy for a lot of things that we're doing that I never thought that we would need. So you never know, something just simple, an event coming up, something very simple in the community, you may need stuff like this, and you may have never thought that you would ever need it before, and I'm glad he's able to do a lot of things, and he's helping out. Just, if anything, to get a project done or get something accomplished that you're needing accomplished in the community. It's very good to have skill sets. Skill sets, okay? Get out there, do something. You can do this. Guys, if you're a girl like me, you can learn from your husbands. Husbands, get in there in the kitchen with your wife and learn how to cook. I'm serious. Like my husband said, men need to know how to cook, because he said, I wouldn't even know where to start. He said, I could put food on the table. He said, but I can go hunt. That's his thing. So everybody has their great skill sets that they could barter out, but you're even better if you're knowledgeable about all. A jack of all trades, okay? All right, guys, we'll see you next time on Harmon Homestead.